The meeting is called to order. Please stand for the salute to the flag and a moment of silence. Freeholder Sebo, will you please lead us in the salute?
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Remain for a moment of silence. Thank you. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder Bobadilla, absent. Freeholder Luciano.
Here.
Freeholder Clark.
Here.
Freeholder Gill.
Here.
Freeholder Johnson.
Here.
Freeholder Owens.
Here.
Freeholder Vice President Sebo.
Here.
Freeholder President Watson.
Here. I have before me certification from the clerk that this meeting is in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Madam Clerk, are there any transcripts to be approved?
Madam President, yes, there is one. Conference meeting October the 1st, 2014.
Okay, freeholders, do I have a motion and a second to approve the one transcript?
I'll move it.
Moved by Freeholder Vice President Sebo and second by Freeholder Johnson. Question, comments, freeholders? No questions, no comments, roll call.
Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder Bobadilla, absent. Freeholder Clark. Here. Oh, sorry. No, I'm sorry.
This is for
Transcript.
I'm sorry. Forgive me, I wasn't paying attention. Yes.
Freeholder Gill.
Yes.
Freeholder Johnson.
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Owens.
Yes.
Freeholder Vice President Sebo.
Yes.
Freeholder President Watson.
Yes.
So moved.
Okay, let's move to the public comment session on agenda items. Tonight's meeting is a combined conference board meeting, and we will vote on every item on the agenda. So if there's any member of the public who would like to comment on any agenda item, please come to the microphone and state your name and affiliation for the record, and on the agenda matters about which you would like to comment. And you will have 3 minutes to speak. Madam Clerk, let the record show that there is no one wishing to speak at this time. Do we have anyone from the public who would like to speak on any item at this time? On any item or any issue? Again, Madam Clerk, let the record show that there's no one present to speak on any issue at this time. Madam Clerk, are there any topics of discussion?
Madam President, there are none.
Okay, Madam Clerk, I see there are no ordinances on second reading for listing only, so let's move to the ordinance on second reading and public hearing. Okay, Madam Clerk, again, let's then move to ordinance on second reading. I see there are no ordinances on second reading and public hearing, so let's move to the resolutions. And we will take resolution (1) through 5 and 48. Okay, Madam Clerk, we'll read the resolutions into the record 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 48 at a later time. And Mr. Shaler, you want to start explaining Resolution 1.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. Resolution 1 is the Department Administration and Finance Office of Management and Budget transfer appropriation of approximately $1.4 million. In your packet, you'll have 3 salary lines, or 3 lines where the funds are actually coming from. They are correctional services at our Department of Corrections, roughly $1.1 million. There is a $200,000 salary savings from the youth services line item, and judgments of $100,000 that go to make the $1.4 million in transfers. You want me to continue or stop?
Yes, continue, please.
Resolution 2, Department of Administration and Finance, Office of Management and Budget. Resolution providing Essex County's consent to the execution of the Improvement Authority First Amendment to a tax regulatory agreement in connection with payment in full by the borrower of the authority's revenue bonds, Branchville Manor Project, Series 2006. These bonds are to be paid in full. Sussex County has obtained HUD funding needed to amend the agreement and to show that the bonds are fully paid, and this board must consent to the amended agreement. Resolution 3, Office of County Counsel, approval of a pre-qualified list of outside legal counsel. This is a proposed list for 2015. Resolution number 4, Office of County Counsel, approval of a qualified court reporters list eligible for a case-by-case basis for the 2015 year. Resolution 5, County Counsel's Office, the approval of a list of qualified licensed real estate appraisers to render appraisal services to the county on an as-needed basis for the year 2015.
And then let's go to the added starter, Resolution 48.
Resolution 48, the resolution of the County of Essex directing the undertaking of a continuing disclosure review and authorization participation in municipalities' continuing disclosure cooperation initiative of the Division of Enforcement of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. This resolution consenting to New Jersey Local Finance Notice 214-9 is mandatory and is requested. Consent must be completed as soon as possible. And we do have County Counsel here to answer any additional questions.
Okay, let's take resolutions one at a time, and then we'll have the County Counsel come up if there's a need for questions. Resolution 1, freeholders, question, comments?
Madam President.
Yes, Mr. McInerney?
Madam President, I got this resolution last week from the Finance Department. As you can see, there's a considerable amount of money being transferred out of the Department of Corrections. The rationale for that is that there has been a little bit of a there's been some decreases in the amount of the INS detainee population, and as a result of that, there is the reduction of corresponding costs. So we have this amount of money available to be transferred out of correctional services and into the other line items that are so delineated. That is the basic source of funds that are being transferred to other budget appropriation line items that at this point in time need additional funding, primarily in Parks and Recreation.
Okay. Freeholders, with the explanation coming from Mr. McInerney, do you have any questions or comments or questions to the administration? No questions? Okay, then Mr. McInerney, do you have any comments on Resolution 2?
Not only that this is a standard procedure that we use, we have a qualification process that we go through for Resolution 2. I'm sorry, scratch that. I don't have any questions on Resolution number 2.
Okay, Mr. Polyvecchio?
Madam President, I would ask, I can tell you briefly, this is the repayment of bonds issued by the Improvement Authority in connection with a real estate project in Sussex County, and the good news is the bonds are being paid in full. And I have spoken to Mr. Paganelli about this, and perhaps he can enlighten the board a little bit about what's going on.
Okay. Mr. Paganelli, will you please come to the microphone? And we, in discussion on Resolution 2, could you give us some additional information?
Yes, ma'am.
On Resolution 2?
Madam President, James Paganelli, Executive Director of the Essex County Improvement Authority. As Mr. Polyvecchio indicated, the Improvement Authority did this financing deal back in 2006. Those bonds are now being taken out by really a HUD-financed refunding of the bonds. There's a tax regulatory agreement that the Improvement Authority executed back in 2006. That agreement needs to stay in place for a couple more years, so we're amending that agreement. And because that agreement goes a certain length of time, I need the freeholder's consent before I can execute it.
Okay, freeholder, do you have any additional questions? Are we on resolution 2 for questions, comments? No, okay, so while you're standing there, Mr. Paganelli, we are at 3, and this resolution is coming from the Office of County Council. Just stand there. Let's see if we have any questions or comments from freeholder. Freeholder, Luciano.
Thank you, Madam President. Counselor, I noticed there's about 40 different practicing law firms that were on the list. About how many do we use every year on average?
Madam President, James Paganelli from the Office of County Council. Right now, I think I have 3 matters that are outside. I have the New United matter. I have the PBA litigation with the challenge to Delaney. I have the Hilltop matter involving K. Hovnanian. That's my department. Admin and Finance has the Genova John Tomasi firm that does labor, and Public Works has the Connell Foley firm that helps them with public works questions.
So, I'm sorry, to answer then the question, less than 10, would you say, on
Yes.
a yearly basis? Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, freeholders? And the list is, we have that list, and we normally do this every year so that in case we have additional legal issues that come up, we have these law firms already in place, and they still have to come before the freeholder for a vote if we decide to use them and contract their services.
Madam President, yes, if we wanted to award a contract, we would come back to you with select firms off that list. There have been other occasions in the past where we've done a new process because we're just not comfortable with our list. I envision that probably in the meeting in December or January, we'll be back to the board with our proposed contracts for next year.
Okay,
Thank you.
freeholders? Very good. Let's go to resolution 3. Do you want to make additional? Oh, I'm sorry, resolution 4. Do you want to make additional comments, Mr. Paganelli?
Again, Madam President, this is just our process to get qualified lists in accordance with pay-to-play for court reporter services.
Okay, freeholders, question, comments? Okay, no questions, no comments. Let's go to 5.
And Madam President, 5 is similar. It is, and for this pool, it's licensed real estate appraisers. As issues come up with valuations of different properties within the county, we at times will utilize this list to help us with appraisals of real property.
Questions, freeholders, comments? Okay, what about, let's go to 48.
48.
That's the,
Yeah, approximately 4 or 5 years ago, Madam President, the Securities and Exchange Commission came out with new disclosure obligations on behalf of issuers like the county, the Improvement Authority, the Utility Authority. Unfortunately, the issuer industry was late in compliance with some of the standards that were set out by the SEC. The SEC now has allowed up to this December for issuing agencies to kind of report late and get themselves caught up to speed. I can report that the county at this point in time has fully disclosed and is on if you go to an entity called EMMA, E-M-M-A, you can go up there and see all the county disclosures are on there. What this resolution is authorizing us to do through Mr. Acker's office is to have bond counsel and a firm called DAC that does these disclosures to go through our public offering statements over the last 4 or 5 years to make sure that there was nothing said in those disclosures that were inaccurate, and if there was any inaccuracies, to clear them up now with the SEC so that the county doesn't face violations or fines. That's basically what this is set up to do.
Frank?
Yes, I'm aware of this. This is an extremely important task. And in addition to that, I would ask that I would ask the administration if they have a similar process for going forward, because there is now the responsibility to disclose anything such as a change in your bond rating. If you don't disclose on EMMA the change in the bond rating and people buy bonds and you're not disclosing all the information, there's a possibility that you could be held liable if something goes wrong. So it is something that not only the county's on, all the municipalities on, the RMA Association has also been very active in trying to organize how this is going to flush out, because the auditors are concerned about their responsibility. So I just ask, I see what we're doing going back, and there's that grace period. What are we doing to go on the, for purposes of disclosure moving forward?
So, Madam President, through you again, the county, through Mr. Acker's office, has engaged the DAC firm. That firm will help us on a go forward. As Mr. McInerney indicates, there's probably 15 or 16 different types of events that could occur during the course of any year. If one of them was to occur, like the county executive and this board has worked very hard to get our bond rating up, even an uptick should be reported, as Mr. McInerney indicates. Our budgets will be reported. Our audits should be reported. Everything is from the perspective of trying to be completely transparent. for the financial markets and the industry.
Very good. Freeholders, question, comments, and we are on Resolution 48. Any questions or comments on Resolution 48? And I have to agree with Mr. McInerney. I think this is a good resolution, but we just have to make sure that we are prepared to move forward in the future to make sure that the transparency that we're trying to create is in place. Okay?
Agreed.
All right. Do we have any other comments, freeholders? If not, then do I have a motion and a second to take Resolution 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and Resolution 48?
I'll move it.
Moved by Freeholder Gill. Do I have a second? Second by Freeholder Johnson. No further question, comments, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice President Sebo?
Yes.
Freeholder Owens?
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano?
Yes.
Freeholder Johnson?
Yes.
Freeholder Gill?
Yes.
Freeholder Clark? Yes. Freeholder Bobadilla, absent. Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder President Watson?
Yes.
So moved.
Madam Clerk, just for the record, I wanted to make sure that I advise you that we will read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 48 into the record at a later time.
Yes, you
Okay,
have.
just wanted to make sure that that was on the record. Okay, let's go to Resolution 6, 7, 8, and 9. And we'll read it into the record at a later time, Madam Clerk. And Mr. Chiala.
Resolution 6, Department of Parks, authorization to utilize the Essex County Recreation and Open Space Trust Fund to fund funding for the design services of a new playground in Branchwick Park in the amount not to exceed $51,950. Resolution 7, Department of Public Works, Division of Engineering Professional Services Agreement to provide for engineering, design, and inspection services for a new playground in Branchwick Park to Pannoni Associates, $51,950. Resolution 8, Department of Parks, Recreation and Cultural Affairs, authorization to utilize the Essex County Open Space Trust Fund to provide for the funding for the design services for a new playground in Brookdale Park, amount not to exceed $52,975. Resolution 9, Department of Public Works, Professional Services Agreement to provide for engineering, design, and inspection services for a new playground in Brookdale Park to Remington and Vernick, $52,975.
Okay, let's go with 10 and 11. Let's add that.
Resolution 10, Department of Parks, authorization to utilize the Essex County Open Space Trust Fund to fund the design services for the replacement of a playground in Weequahic Park in the amount of $55,013. And Resolution 11 is Department of Public Works, Division of Engineering Professional Services Agreement to provide for the engineering, design, and inspection services for the replacement playground in Weequahic Park to French and Perillo, $55,012.73.
Okay, Madam Clerk, let's add 10 and 11, and you'll read that into the record at a later time. Okay, Freeholder, let's go back to Resolution 6. Question, comments, all coming from Parks, Recreation, and Public Works. Resolution 6 and Freeholder, Vice President Sebo, all of these resolutions, we will be receiving funds from open space. Would you care to make a comment in reference to the committee?
Yes, including some other resolutions which follow the ones we're discussing. They were all discussed at the Open Space Trust Fund Advisory Board meeting on November 5th. And if you read the minutes which are included in the information sent to us by the Freeholder office, it goes through exactly what will be done in each park. And the parks include Branchbrook Park, Brookdale Park, Weequahic Park, Turtleback Zoo, South Mountain Recreation Complex, and West Side Park. And it explains fully in the minutes exactly what will be done at all of those places. And the Open Space Trust Fund Advisory Board was very much in agreement that these procedures should take place.
Okay, thank you, Freeholder Vice President. Let's go back for comments, comment. Question, Mr. Polyvecchio?
Mr. Chilella, I think this question applies to all 6 through 11. The board's being asked to authorize the use of the Open Space Trust Fund to fund the engineering and design costs for these projects. Now, I understand that presentation would have to be made at a later time to the Open Space Advisory Board, but is it anticipated that the administration will be seeking to use Open Space Trust Fund dollars for the construction that would come later on for these projects?
Through you, Madam President, I believe the intention is as part of our 2015 capital budget. I believe the construction for those playgrounds have been preliminary budgeted for the 15 capital.
Okay, so that wouldn't touch additional trust fund dollars. That would be out of capital for next year, out of next year's capital.
For those 3 playgrounds right now, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Freeholders, let's start with Resolution 6. Question, comments? 7.
Madam President.
Yes, Freeholder Luciano.
I mean, I know we're very familiar with Pannoni and Associates. Is there someone here representing them? No.
Through you, Madam President, I don't believe we do not have someone from Pannoni this evening, no.
Okay. Yeah, you know, normally we don't ask them to come unless it's over 100,000.
Right.
Unless it's the request of the freeholders. And since this is a conference board meeting, we probably would, if you desire to have him come at a special meeting just to come before the board, we can request that. If not, then
I don't find that it's necessary.
It's
I was just
necessary.
asking as a courtesy,
As a
if they were
courtesy.
here, that we'd give them an opportunity to come before.
Yes. Okay, but normally the rule of thumb is that if it's not over 100,000, we don't ask them to come. Okay, we on Resolution 6 for question, comments. 7. 8. Freeholder Gill.
Thank you, Madam President. Just a quick question on number 8. Will the new design for the playground include similar to the setup they have now, one for younger children and one for older? Okay.
Through you, Madam President, yeah, the redesign will include for the age groups of 2 to 5, and then 5 to 12-year-olds.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
And that is the same for Weequahic as well as Branch Brook.
Additional questions, comments, freeholders? And in our leadership meeting, we did discuss all of the open space projects, and I did request that the administration give us a breakdown on what we've spent so far this year coming from the open space by year end, just for information for the freeholders to have. You have that with you?
Yeah, Madam President, we did supply that to the clerk,
Okay,
and the
very good.
freeholders should all have that in your packets.
Very good. You see that? I mean, I think we would have it so fast.
Great minds think alike.
Very good. Okay, so freeholders, you have that listing, so you will see exactly how much money, oh, it's right here. Thank you, Ralph. You will see how much money was allocated from our Essex County Open Space Trust Fund and how the money was distributed or allocated. That should help, so give you an idea of what we've spent so far this year. Okay? Let's go with 9, 10, 11. Okay, do I have a motion and a second to take resolution 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 together and moved by freeholder Vice President Siebel and second by, was that Johnson?
Owens.
Owens. Okay, and second by freeholder Owens. Thank you. No further questions, comments, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder Bobadilla, absent. Freeholder Clark.
Yes.
Freeholder Gill.
Yes.
Freeholder Johnson.
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Owens.
Yes.
Freeholder Vice President Siebel.
Yes.
Freeholder President Watson.
13. Yes.
So moved.
Okay, let's continue, Madam Clerk. We'll take resolution 12, 13, 14, and 33. And we read it into the record at a later time.
I'm sorry, Madam President. 12,
13, 14, and 33.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Sciallo, let's start with 12.
Department of Parks, Recreation, Cultural Affairs, authorization to utilize the Open Space Trust Fund to fund the design services for Turtleback Zoo Giraffe and African exhibit in the amount not to exceed $375,000. This would be a new exhibit for Turtleback Zoo, as well as the African animals in accordance with the Zoo Master Plan. The new extension will be located behind the animal hospital and alongside or inside of the train station. It's approximately 3 acres. It will include a photo area, a feeding area, and a design for educational elements into the exhibit. Resolution 13 is Department of Public Works, Division of Engineering, professional services agreement to provide for the engineering, design, and inspection services for Turtleback Zoo, Giraffe, and African exhibit to French and Perillo, $375,000. Resolution 14, authorization to utilize the Essex County Open Space Trust Fund to provide for funding for the Branchbrook Park cherry blossom trees, the amount not to exceed $610,718. This is for not only tree pruning, but also planting of trees, and it is open spaces picking up the entire tab.
Okay. And we're going with 12, 13, and 14 freeholders. Let's start with 12. Question, comment?
One question. Ralph, is this means that we're getting these giraffes?
Through Madam President, this will be, yes, I believe it's anticipated the number of giraffes would probably be 3 giraffes.
3 giraffes?
Yes.
Well, I know one freeholder that you're going to make very, very happy because he's been talking about it for 2 or 3 years, and that's Lenny Luciano.
That's right. That's why, Madam President, through you, can we bring up our Parks Director,
Absolutely.
Dan Silvante?
Dan, you want to come to the mic?
Director?
please? And I'll come back to Mr.
Madam President, we do have someone from French and Perillo here that can go into more detail as to the design features of this exhibit.
Before we call Dan up, Frank, you have a question?
I just,
Mr.
it's
McInerney?
my understanding that the county does not have to pay for the giraffes, that
Yes.
That was
that
the
we
question.
actually are
Stealing my
fully-
questions, McInerney.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm sorry, Freeholder. I thought you were going somewhere else.
Through you, Madam President, that is correct because
ADA.
we are accredited zoo and a part of the AZA. Animals are lend-leased and transferred over to us, so there are zero costs to purchase the animals. We're able to acquire the animals.
Good. Is that good, Mr. McInerney? Your
Yes,
question was answered. Okay, Dan, you want to come to the mic and sort of give us a little more information on the giraffes? And while you're up there, talk about the cherry blossom trees.
Yes, Madam Chair. The contract is for, I believe it's approximately 700 trees. It'll bring our collection up to 5,000 trees in Branch Brook Park, which will now go through Belleville all the way through up to 280. In addition to that, approximately 458, I believe, have to be removed in the park. And then it's an extensive tree trimming program of the existing cherry trees within the park. It's unfortunate, but some of those cherry trees are up there in age. And you can see by the growth of the trees, they are starting to decline in certain areas, so we want to address that as well.
Okay. You want to tell us about your giraffes?
Madam Chair, as our freeholder said, that's Freeholder Luciano's favorite animal, I understand. We're excited about the new draft exhibit. We've gone out and recently have toured the Philadelphia Zoo quite extensively on their exhibit, which was built in, I believe, the early 1970s. We've seen some of their deficiencies in their design, and I'm sure this one will be definitely a state-of-the-art. We're excited about it. There will also be an area where you'll be able to feed the giraffes, and there'll be the education component, which is critical to it as well. And again, it's another exciting exhibit at the zoo.
Very good. Okay, freeholders, let's start with questions, comments on Resolution 12, and we'll start. Freeholder Luciana has a question. I'll come back to you, Mr. Pat. Okay.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you
Luciano.
to the Director, Dan Silvante. Yes, I have been very supportive of a giraffe exhibit since you rolled out that stuffed animal a couple of years. When was that? A couple of years ago.
Correct.
However, I wanted to just put on the record through you, Madam President, that I am very conscientious of our tax dollars. You know, we don't want to wildly spend money on, you know, things that could cost in the upwards of the millions. I mean, giraffes are very expensive if you were to Google. But I think Mr. McInerney covered the question that was on the minds of all of us as elected officials. Are we paying for it, or are we going to be getting these animals through lease, loan, or through grant money? And that is correct. Could you just assure
Yes,
us that
as our county administrator said, due to the AZA program, we'll be able to acquire the additional animals that will be needed at the zoo for this exhibit, as we do throughout the facility with the other animals.
And that also covers the transportation cost? Because I don't know how they transport a giraffe.
Yes, it does.
Do they lay it down on its side? I mean,
Well, actually, Madam Chair, if I just can go back in time here, Mr. Chilella and I picked up the bears down at the Great Adventure, correct, Ralph?
That's correct.
So there might be another need for Mr. Chilella to pick them up this time.
Madam President,
Yes.
if I could also just
Mr.
add, as you know, our zoo is self-sufficient. In fact, it brings in more money than is budgeted. This exhibited, the preliminary estimates based on other zoos and giraffe exhibits, I believe the attendance will increase by 50 to 60,000 visitors a year. So there is a great deal of of revenue that will be attributed to this exhibit. So it's not just an expenditure, but it's also reoccurring revenue as we project and as the growth of the zoo is at over 600,000 visitors. We'll be up to 700, very close, once this exhibit is completed.
Very good. Mr. McInerney?
I'm just curious, I mean, I've heard the same thing, that it would obviously bring in more. Are we in the process at times when we're looking at these increases and looking at traffic studies and things of that nature that may add to the congestion in the area, if there is congestion? I'm not saying there is, but has there been any issues with that at this point?
Well, as you know, we will be coming online with our new parking garage before, I think, April 1st. So that'll be an increased capacity for parking. But there is a problem because of all the attractions that are there. And it's a good problem to have because we have people parking on Cherry Lane. We do have routes where we actually transport people to the zoo. So we do make accommodations for the large crowds. And when you get into, 10, 12,000 visitors a day, you're going to have that kind of attention that Mr. Salvanti and his staff has done an excellent job, along with the Sheriff's Department, in terms of managing that traffic.
Thank you.
Very good. So you have it. Let's go to Resolution 14. Freeholders, question, comments? So 5,000 trees would make us the largest cherry blossom venue in the country. Am I correct, Ralph?
Yes, Madam President.
With the additional 5,000 trees, we'll be the largest cherry blossom tree venue in the
Yes,
country?
and we will have to follow up with the Airlines magazine. Yes. I didn't mention it to Mr. Salvanti, so that we make sure that Essex County is highly featured.
Absolutely. And some things we have to understand, even though we're looking at this cherry blossom trees, we're adding more trees, and we're adding to the zoo. It's good for small businesses too, because people come into the area, they shop, they might stay overnight, they might come in and stay for the weekend, and that's additional revenue for small businesses, and that's what we should be pushing, making sure that we help small businesses grow. That's how we create jobs. So all of this could be related as we go on, as we go forward, and with trying to find ways to give different recreation to our residents, but in the meantime, looking at it that it may create jobs with our small businesses. So I like the idea that we are adding to the cherry blossoms trees in Branchburg Park so that we can be number one and be recognized as number one. Okay, Freeholder Clark.
Madam President, I just actually want to ask your permission to go back to the one just before the cherry blossoms.
Is that 13?
13, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just a question. Mr. Chilala and I guess Mr. McInerney and Mr. Salvanti. The good news is that the giraffes will probably, and the turtles, the giraffes, is going to be, or the 3 giraffes are going to be donated to us?
That's correct.
They'll be given to us. Do you know whether they'll be full grown or will they be babies, or like young adults that will grow up with us, or are they full grown?
I'm looking to Mr. Salvanti because I don't know.
Madam Chair, speaking to a veterinarian at the zoo, I think they're going to be a couple years old, so they're going to come in. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's interesting because we're going to receive the animal for free, which is a good thing, but it's going to cost us upwards of, looking at the A&E it's going to cost us upwards of $1 million to build the exhibit. Right?
Through you, Madam President.
Yes.
We don't have a firm budget number yet, but it will be more than the $1 million.
Exactly. Well, I'm just going by what you guys taught me about looking at A&E numbers, that if you do the math, it tells you what the exhibit's going to cost to actually build. And but you're also expecting, Danny, you're expecting that the turnout is going to rise exponentially as well to cover that. Okay.
You know what, Madam President?
Yes, Freeholder Luciana.
And I have to say that I agree with Carol Clark. It is a very expensive investment. So that also leads to one other question I didn't put on the record. And the only reason I put it on the record is because it's already happened to us. What happens when an animal passes away? Do we get another donor, or are we out of an animal?
Mr. Salvanti?
Madam Chair, unfortunately, we do have animals, pass on, and again, we go through our AZA contacts and again secure more animals for our exhibit. So we would continue with the same process.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Additional questions, freeholders, comments? Okay, let's go then. We're taking resolutions 12, 13, and 14 together, freeholders. Do I have a motion and a
I'll
second?
move it.
I'll second it, Madam President.
Oh, and 33. I'm sorry, we didn't discuss 33 yet.
Yeah, I did not discuss that.
Let's go back to 33.
Resolution 33, Department of Public Works, Division of Engineering, contract award to Guardian Fence, the lowest responsible bidder, to provide for the removal and installation of fence. This is a 730-day contract, amount not to exceed $143,800. This is an open-ended, as-needed contract. This is for various fences that are for our county facilities as well as our bridges.
Okay, this contract is 143. Do we have the contractor here?
We do have Guardian Fence Company here.
Okay.
Yes, we do, Madam
Would you
President.
bring him up to the microphone, please? Before we start asking questions, is this the first time that we've contracted this vendor?
Through you, Madam President, I believe a different vendor had this contract last year, but Guardian Fence has done a number of fencing projects for the County of Essex.
Okay, sir, would you just put your name and your name of your company and your position with the company on the record, and just tell us what it, give us a little background about your company.
Andrew Maccarelli, I'm Guardian Fence Project Manager. We've been around since started as the Sickle Brothers in 18-something.
You can pull the mic.
Could you pull that mic a little closer?
It'll pull down.
Yes, thank you,
My
so we can
grandfather's
hear you.
from Newark and got the business with his father, and me and my brother and uncles run it. Done county work for, I think, before the other company had it last year. We had it for a few years. We do the parks currently. And you call us, we come.
Okay. All right. And you said the company's been in Newark for how many years?
Darn near, yeah. My grandfather's 90-something.
Okay. Okay, we'll just say for years then, all right? Okay, let's, before you sit down, I'm going to see if you have any questions from the freeholders. They may want to ask some questions.
Yes.
So Freeholder Johnson.
Are you still located here in Newark?
Yeah, we're down on 180 Wright Street.
Okay, and secondly, I would like to know, is this the wrought iron fencing or is this the chain link
This
fencing?
is chain link, ornamental steel, access control, gate operators, guide rail, cable systems, miscellaneous welding we've done for you guys.
Because I'm looking at this for 143,000, where is that at?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
For the wrought iron fences that we need, like along Weekway Park and some of the others, that seems like.
Through Madam President, this is for the Department of Public Works, for our county buildings and our bridges. Parks has their own fencing vendor.
Okay.
It's two different contracts.
That's me though.
Okay.
But yeah, Weekway, Irvington, Orange, you got a lot of work.
We know that. That's why I was looking at the price here.
Do you have a fence for giraffes? No,
Okay,
I'm just kidding.
before you I didn't, Freeholder Luciana, did you?
I'm sorry, I was just messing around.
Okay.
I
well, you
I
came with the
apologize,
vendor.
Madam President.
No, I thought I missed something. That's right. Okay. Freeholders, do we have any additional questions for the vendor? Okay, thank you again for coming and for giving the additional information to the freeholders to make their decision on this resolution. Okay, freeholders, you have no further questions or comments on Resolution 33? So then may I have a motion to take Resolution 12, 13, 14, and
I moved it
33
before, and I'll
together?
move it again.
And freeholders.
Second, Madam
Vice
President.
President Vice President Sebo and Freeholder Luciana. No further questions, comments, freeholders, roll call.
Okay. Freeholder Vice President Sebo?
Yes.
Freeholder Owens? Yes. Freeholder Luciano?
Yes.
Freeholder Johnson? Yes. Freeholder Gill?
Yes.
Freeholder Clark, absent. Freeholder Bobadilla, absent. Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder President Watson.
Yes.
So moved.
Okay, Madam Clerk, Resolution 15 withdrawn by the administration. And let's go to Resolution 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And we'll read into the record at a later time. So, Mr. Shelley, you want to start explaining Resolution 16, and we'll go up to 20.
16, Department of Parks, authorization to utilize the Essex County Open Space Trust Fund to provide for the funding of South Mountain Recreation Complex restroom facility expansion in the amount not to exceed $483,905. Resolution 17, Department of Public Works contract award to Bismarck Construction, the lowest responsible bidder, for the South Mountain Recreation Complex restroom facility expansion, $483,905. Resolution 18, insertion of revenues from the Essex County Department of Economic Development, Division of Housing Community Development, for the West Side Park Community Center improvements, $490,000. Resolution 19, Department of Parks, authorization to utilize the Essex County Open Space Trust Fund to fund the West Side Park Community Center improvements in the amount of $310,000. And Resolution 20 is our Department of Public Works contract award with Zenith Construction, the lowest responsible bidder, for the West Side Park Community Center improvements, amount not to exceed $800,000. The improvements include the gym, the lobby, the corridors, offices, restrooms, lockers, doors, electrical systems, painting, benches, sidewalks, landscaping, and parking lot improvements.
Okay, freeholders, we'll take Resolution 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 together. And Madam Clerk, we'll read it into the record at a later time. And Rep, we just finished, no, let's go, yeah. No, I'm ahead of myself. Yes, we're taking 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 together. So, freeholders, question, comments on Resolution 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20.
Madam President, we do have the contractors for Resolution 16, Bismarck Construction,
Okay.
and the contractor for Resolution 20, Zenith Construction, if the board
Very
has
good.
any.
Let's
They've
bring-
been here before, but they are present this evening.
Right, and it's over 100,000. We want to bring them up? Let's bring the contractor for Resolution 16,
Bismarck,
Bismarck.
I believe
Yes.
it's Mr. Charles Cerami.
Good evening.
Good evening. We, just, you've been before this board before.
Name for the record.
The
Yes,
name
I
of the, you've been before this board before, so before you, just give us a little something about the, your business. Again, for the
Bismarck
record,
Cons-
just
Bismarck
put your
Construction.
name on the record for
My
us.
name is Charles Cerami. I'm a project manager for Bismarck Construction. I've been in front of the Freeholder Board. We've completed projects recently, including Boathouse, the Educational Center at Turtleback Zoo, Phase 2 and 3 of Branch Brook Park, and numerous other projects in the county.
Okay, and you've been in business for how long again? Did I miss that?
15 years.
15 years. Very good. Mr. McInerney, you have any questions before I go to the freeholders?
I have no questions.
Mr. Polyvecchio,
No.
on these resolutions?
Not on these, thank you.
Okay, so let's go, freeholders, let's start with Resolution 16. For questions, we have someone from Bismarck standing. If you have any questions, he's before you at this time. You can ask your question.
Yes, ma'am.
Freeholder Johnson?
Could you give us a little bit on the expansion, on the things you're going to be doing with the restrooms up there at South Mountain?
This restroom facility is located up at on Cherry Lane, the paddle boat facility. There's an existing restroom there, and I believe that because of the amount of use that it gets, there's another facility being built right next to the existing one.
So is it you're going to be installing a bigger building with more stalls and male and female?
This is a new male and female restroom facility, all contained in one building, alongside the existing building.
Okay.
Through you, Madam President, it's
Yes,
a roughly 25 by 25 restroom addition.
Right next to the one, I'm sorry, right next to the
Mr.
one that exists?
McInerney?
Yes.
Yes, it's right next to it.
So the one we have now is,
Mr. McInerney? for
I'm
the
sorry,
record.
Madam
That's
President,
okay.
I apologize.
No problem.
May?
Yes, you may
Okay.
continue.
The one we have now is neither male or female, it's all, seems to be, it's the same. Anybody, these are going to be different?
These are, male and female. As you know, since the paddle boats have come online, we've put a playground facility that is phenomenal in terms of people attending that facility. And at any given day, early in the morning, late at night, the walkway, you have walkers, joggers, and the need for the restroom facilities is clearly been demonstrated.
No, that's clear. I'm thinking about the aesthetics of how nice that looks, and is this facility going to be large, a two-story facility, or is it
No, it's a single-story facility.
single-story facility?
As a rustic type of look for the outside, and it's basically just a little bit bigger than the existing building.
But I'm assuming there's a lot of plumbing.
Yes.
It's part of the, major part of the
That's all,
cost. So
right.
if we're looking at something close to $500,000 for a structure that Ralph just, it's really got a lot to do with the plumbing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
There is extensive utilities and pump lift for sewer lines. Yes, Frank.
So that's where the majority of the cost
Yes.
is. All right, thank you.
Okay. All right, freeholders.
Madam President, I
Yes.
have a question for
Freeholder
Mr.
Luciano.
Chayla, not for Bismarck.
Not for
Mr.
Bismarck.
Chayla, my question I have in regards to actual restroom facilities throughout the county. Do we have a policy as to when they open or when they close? I know, Mr. Slavante, we do?
Yes, we do.
The only reason I coincidentally asked this question is because I had a woman from Verona call me yesterday asking what that policy was. is this like a sun up to sundown type of deal, or could you just give us a little?
Dan Salvante, County Parks Director. Madam Chair, we have, if I could say, 3 different policies because we have 3 different type of buildings. Our senior buildings are open from 9 to approximately 5 p.m., 5 days a week. Sometimes they extend to 6 days. During the winter season, they're only 5 days a week. The summer restroom facilities or spring facilities, which we call bathroom facilities in the park system, usually open the first or the second week in April, and they close the last week of October. And again, a lot of that's tied into sunlight and, the changing of the hours. The hours are 10 to 7. Most of them are 10 to 7, or they're 11 to 7.
Thank you very much, Mr. Salvante.
Okay. Additional questions, Field, before we any additional questions to Bismarck before I move on? If not, thank you again for your for the additional information presented to the board this evening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. Let's go to, where did I start? Okay, 24 is insertion of items of revenue freeholders. Question, comments? Resolution 19, again, open space fund for West Side Park. Question, comments on 19 and 20? No question or comments on 19, 20. We take a motion to take 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 together. Moved by Freeholder Vice President Seabold.
I'll second.
Second by Freeholder Johnson. Yes. No additional question, comments. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Okay. Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder Bobadilla, absent. Freeholder Clark, absent. Freeholder Gill.
Yes.
Freeholder Johnson.
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Owens.
Yes.
Freeholder Vice President Seabold.
Yes.
Freeholder President Watson.
Yes.
So moved.
Okay, let's go to resolutions 21, 22, 23, 24, Madam Clerk. We'll read it to the record at a later time, and 26. Let's take 26 for that. Okay. We'll read into the record at a later time. Mr. Scheller, you want to start explaining resolution 21?
This is the Office of the Prosecutor. We're requesting approval to submit an application in the amount of $250,000 to the New Jersey Division of Criminal Justice Office for Insurance Fraud. This will primarily, this grant, as we received in the past, will help fund and assist the investigation and prosecution of persons committing insurance fraud, especially medical insurance fraud and structured fires. Resolution 22, insertion of revenue from the State of New Jersey Office of Homeland Security, $132,532 to fund a Emergency Operations Center maintenance program, a risk mitigation planner, salary for 1 year, detection, maintenance, as well as sheer security. Resolution 23, insertion of revenues from the State of New Jersey Office of Homeland Security for the Office of the Sheriff, $127,016. This will also help fund, will fund the 2015 initiatives under emergency operation, risk management planner, as well as detection maintenance. Resolution 24, insertion of revenue from the State of New Jersey Office of Homeland Security, Office of the Sheriff, $454,395. This will help to continue to support and build, maintain, and sustain the county's capabilities to prevent, deter, and respond to and recover from incidents of terrorism. Resolution 25, Office of the Sheriff contract award to G1 Graphics, the sole responsible bidder, to provide and install vehicle and equipment graphics, a 24-month agreement, amount not to exceed $75,000. This is an open-ended, as-needed contract. Resolution 26, Department of Corrections, contract award to Ironbound Medical Services, the lowest responsible bidder to provide for medical evaluation, primarily physicals, for correctional officers prior to them attending the police academy. And this is an open-ended, as-needed contract.
Okay, thank you. Okay, freeholders, let's start with Resolution 21, question, comments. And Mr. McInerney, if you have any questions as I'm going through this, I see we have a couple of budget insertion items. You can stop me.
I don't have any
Oh,
on these.
very good. 21, freeholders, question, comments. 22, 23, 24, 25.
Oh, you didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is it?
You called 20. You just doing 20. Did you talk? Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26 freeholders. That's what we will be voting on. I'm asking for question, comments, and we'll start with 21. Question, comments on 22. 22 is a budget insertion. 23 is a budget insertion from the state. 24 is a budget insertion of revenue from the state again. And 25 from the Office of the Sheriff. And 26 from the Department of Corrections. Okay, let's start with 21. I'm trying to see if any additional question, comments.
I have one question.
Yes, freeholder Peg Polyvecchio.
Mr. Chilella, is this, I did see some of the material that was provided with this, and the prosecutor's office has provided an outline of what they're using some of these funds for. And will this be funding any salaries, or is there any anything that needs to be contributed from the county side? Any cash match or anything like that?
I believe in years past, this is an ongoing program that the county has been successful in receiving funds. I do not recall this being a match. If there was, it could have been a in-kind match for this particular grant. But if we are lucky to receive this award, we will come back to the board to actually insert these funds, and at that time, if there's a match requirement, it'll be highlighted. Right now, we're just seeking approval to apply.
Okay, this is to seek approval to submit an application.
To submit an application,
For the
yes.
funds.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I know what I saw, I'm sorry. I walked in with my
Notes?
with my notes, and somebody scapped it up when they cleaned up. On this one, it looked like there was there an extension on the application? In the materials, it looked like there was an October deadline for the application. Or was it, or are we ratifying the application? It was just something, as I was looking through, it looked like an October.
That I'm not sure, but I will check that and get back to you in the morning.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, let's go to Resolution 22, 23, 24, 25, 26.
Madam President,
Yes.
just for the record, 22,
McInerney?
23, and 24, these are insertions of revenue. They
Yes.
impact both on the revenue side and on the appropriation side. There's no, unless there's, I think there's a small match on resolution number 23, yes, but other than that, there is no fiscal impact to the county.
That is correct.
So that's on all your budget insertions?
That's right.
Okay, very good. Just Freeholder Clark.
Meaning that these are dollars that we already expended and they're just basically reimbursing us, or we're spending down on this money now as we speak? Because it says fiscal year, one of them says fiscal year 13.
Through you, Madam President, this particular grant program is actually a year behind. So when you look at funding year 13 and resolution 13, it's actually for 14.
Okay.
And when you look at funding year 14 and
It's
resolution
actually-
23,
actually for
it's actually
15.
for 15.
Okay.
They're a year behind in their
Okay.
allocations.
So one of them, we're actually in the program year right now.
Exactly.
Spending it, and then the other one, that money's will be spent. Okay.
Okay, Mr. Sheila, do we have someone from, I'm looking at the award to Ironbound Medical Services. And that award is not to exceed $272. Do we have someone from that firm?
I do not believe there's anyone present for that contract. This is a 2-year contract, but I can say that last year we only spent $17,000. So unless we're looking to hire extremely large number of correction officers, you know, over a 2-year period, I'm not certain that we'll ever reach that not to exceed number.
Okay, so, okay, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at,
There were 3 bidders.
3 bidders. Okay, so this 17,000 we spent last year, that was for 1 year? Was that for?
That was for 1 year for physicals for correction officers prior to their attending the police academy. That was paying for those physicals. This contract, and not to exceed, it's obviously it's for 2 years, and they did put it at as you see, $272,900. But I can't conceive of us.
Why did we
Coming-
go out with such a high bid?
I will request that of the director so that we can get a response for the board.
Do we have someone from correction here?
This evening, no, Madam President.
No.
Madam President?
Yes, Freeholder Johnson.
And while you're at it, Ralph, could you ask them to give to you at least approximation on when they're going to be trying to recruit for the next class? And how many they're going to be looking to get?
I will certainly do that when the next, I know the list is active, and they've been hiring off the list, but I will find out when the next hiring will take place.
You know what, Ralph? For some reason, I'm not comfortable with this.
If you'd like, we can request that this vendor attend the
The
next
next-
Freeholder meeting.
Yeah, it's not because this contract ends November the 15th, so even if we go past.
It's not a problem, Madam President.
That it shouldn't be a problem, right? I just think we need a little more information on this,
Certainly.
because it seems to be.
So we'll carry this over to the December meeting.
Yes, December, what is that, December 3rd?
Yes, 3rd.
Okay,
Yes.
December 3rd? Ralph?
Certainly.
Huh?
Yes, Madam President.
Okay, let's go with December 3rd on this one. I just need a motion.
Motion to adjourn it
To
to December
adjourn
3rd.
Resolution 26. So I tell you what, let's pull 26 out, and we'll take a motion to approve 21 through 25, and then adjourn, have another motion to adjourn 26. Okay? All right, so let's go back. Freeholders, additional question, comments on, no further questions or comments. Do I have a motion and a second to take resolution 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 together? Moved by Freeholder Johnson and second by Freeholder Owens. No further question. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Vice President Sebo?
Yes.
Freeholder Owens?
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano?
Yes.
Freeholder Johnson?
Yes.
Freeholder Gill?
Yes.
Freeholder Clark?
Yes.
Freeholder Bobadilla, absent. Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder President Watson.
Yes.
So move.
Is that, Director DeBoer? You know, I didn't, you look so different tonight. I have to talk with you after the meeting. Okay, I'm going to move that resolution up because I know you've been in the hospital for a while.
Do you want to take a
And you
motion
just
to
coming
adjourn
back?
that one?
Okay. Oh, yes, let me go back to Resolution 26. And I need a motion to adjourn Resolution 26. Which resolution is that? A motion to adjourn
36, I
Resolution
believe.
20. Motion by Freeholder Owens. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Freeholder Johnson. Do I need a roll call on that? Yes. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder Bobadilla, absent. Freeholder Clark.
Yes.
Freeholder Gill.
Yes.
Freeholder Johnson.
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Owens. Freeholder Vice President Siebel.
Yeah.
Freeholder President Watson.
Yes.
So moved.
Okay. Freeholder, let's go to Resolution 36. And we'll read that into the record at a later time. Ralph, do you want to explain Resolution 36 to us? And we do have the director here.
This is our Department of Citizen Service, Division of Senior Services, approval to amend our 2014 area plan. The matrix is included in your packet. Amount not to exceed $752,841. This is a one-time allocation to address clients who are on the waiting list for services and expansion and equipment needs through December 31st, 2014, and for SSBG relief, home repair funds available through 9/30/15. And at this point in time, I'd like to welcome back Jackie DeVore back to the county. And we are very pleased that she's back with us.
Yes.
And if I could call up to the mic.
I'm so sorry, I didn't see her. I saw the lady sitting there, and I said, why is that lady sitting there? Mr. DeVore, you look very good.
Good evening. Thank
considering
you, Madam Chair.
Just coming back from,
Thank you.
Okay, you want to give us an explanation of that, of the resolution before the board?
My name is Jacqueline DeVore. I'm the Director of the Division of Senior Services, and very, very happy to be back. And thank the freeholders, and through you, Madam Chair, thank the freeholders for all of your support. I deeply appreciate it. This item is for additional funding, but it comes one time a year, and it goes across services, so your matrix will show you all of the items that we include. One of the things that Ralph just, that the county administrator just spoke about was Mr. Fix-It dollars, so that we can give money to seniors to bring their homes up to code.
Bless you. Thank you. Oh, very good. Okay, freeholders, let's go with a question, comments on the resolution 36. Questions, freeholders? Freeholder Clark, I didn't know you would.
Just to say that we had some discussions when we had our meeting about some of the good stuff that's happening. So, you know, I'll say this: it's a testament to a person's leadership when things can continue to function and function well. And that staff knows what to do and is responsive right straight through. And the response from your office has always been good, and it continues to be good. So hopefully you are fit as a fiddle and ready for fun. And this is good news for senior services.
Absolutely. Can I just add to you that I'm so proud of what my staff has been able to do. It has been fully 6 months, you know, that I have been out of service, and the staff has done a yeoman's job and has gone above and beyond to really keep services going for seniors, But I've said it over and over throughout the years. Every time I come, I tell you what a great staff we have, and that how the seniors in Essex County benefit from the dedication of the staff of the Division of Senior Services. And although I'm not happy that I had to be out for 6 months for you to see just how much they could really do on their own, I know that they really did a yeoman's job, and I'm very proud of them, and I'm very thankful that they did all that they could. And it's all about the seniors. It's about the people that we serve. It's our motto. We live by it every day, and they really did stand up, and so I'm really, really grateful for that.
Very good. And just let me add to that, you know, when you are a leader and you have things in order, and you have to leave for a period of time, things don't fall. Things fall through the crack when you're a leader and you don't have things in place. So I have to commend you also.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you so much.
So Freeholder, do you have any questions or comments to Mr. Vore? And we are on Resolution 36. If not, then do I have a motion? Moved by Freeholder Clark and second by Freeholder Johnson. Roll call.
Freeholder Beasley, absent Freeholder Bobadilla, absent Freeholder Clark.
Yes.
Freeholder Gill.
Yes.
Freeholder Johnson.
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Owens.
Yes.
Freeholder Vice President Sebo.
Yes.
Freeholder President Watson.
Yes.
So moved.
Okay, Madam Clerk, we'll take Resolution 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 34, and 35 together. Ralph, are you with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Resolution 27, Department of
And we'll
Economic...
read into the record at a later time. Thank you. Continue, Ralph.
Department of Economic Development, Training and Employment, a subgrant agreement to 3 Workforce Investment Act service providers to provide adult basic education services, October 15, 2014 through June 30th, 2015, amount not to exceed $142,500. This is all grant funded. 3 agencies are Focus for ESL, Jewish Vocational Services for Adult Basic Ed, and La Casa for Adult Basic Ed. Resolution 28, Department of Economic Development, Training and Employment, subgrant agreement with 2 welfare to work service providers to provide for educational and vocational activities, amount not to exceed $105,000, grant funded. The 2 agencies are New Community Corporation to provide for their ShopRite supermarket career program and the Urban Renewal Computer Literacy Program. Resolution 29, Department of Economic Development, Training and Employment, subgrant agreement with Essex County College to provide for basic skills for out-of-school youth, amount not to exceed $52,020. Resolution 30, insertion of revenues from LCOR Incorporated for the Bloomfield Avenue, Valley Road, Orange Avenue in Montclair to the Department of Public Works, $130,000. This is the contribution payment from LCOR to assist in the modernization of a traffic signal at the intersection of Bloomfield Avenue, Valley Road, as well as Bloomfield Avenue and Orange Road in Montclair. Number 31, Department of Public Works, Division of Engineering, Professional Services Agreement to provide construction management services for various projects to Healy CM LLC, $277,498. This construction services management will be to complete the construction of the parking deck, assist in the new Zoo Cafe, Phase 2 of the demolition and the hangars at our new Public Works building, closing out of our educational building at Turtleback Zoo, as well as the closeout of our new Public Works building. This covers 2 engineers plus clerical staff. Resolution 32, Department of Public Works, Division of Engineering, contract award to Fagon Electric to provide for traffic signal and roadway improvements at 8 intersections in Newark and Irvington This contract is for 180 days, and in your packet, you'll see the intersections listed. Resolution 34, county budget insertion of revenues from the State of New Jersey Department of Community Affairs for the Universal Service Fund, Division of Welfare, $35,304. This helps to assist the administration of providing for eligible households for utility benefits. Resolution 35, insertion of revenues from the State of New Jersey Department of Community Affairs for the LEHEAP CWA Administration, Division of Welfare, $55,219. This particular program helps fund for the administration of the county's low-income home energy assistance program. There is no in-kind or cash match for either Resolution 34 or 35.
Okay, very good. Oh, let's start freeholders with Resolution 27. Question, comment? Do we have anyone from?
Yes. We do have Ms. Steinbecker from
Steinbecker?
Division of Employment and Training. Yes.
Ms. Steinbecker, you're sitting back there again, so quiet.
Arlene Steinbeck, Director of Division of Training and Employment. Actually, Mr. Bundy is here to respond to Resolutions 27 and 29. I'm here to respond to Resolution 28.
Okay, let's have Mr. Bundy to come up for 27 and 29, and then we'll come back for 28 for questions. For the record, please state your name.
Alfred Bundy, marketing person for the Workforce Investment Board.
Okay, you want to tell us a little about the type of adult education services?
Well, as the business administrators already indicated, it's mainly this is a batched funding here for us to award contract to JVS, Focus, and La Casa. We're working both with adult and dislocated workers. You know, the training is pretty much ongoing. It's just nothing new. They also do ESL, and you know, this is an 8-month contract.
Okay. Just one question. The 142, is that for?
That's the combination of all three.
All three?
Yes.
And it's strictly for the training and no salaries involved
It's
in this
strictly
contract?
for the training.
Ralph, could you help me? Is it salary involved in that 142?
Through Madam President, no, these are all
strictly
grant
for
awards
the-
going to the agencies.
For the agencies.
It's a total of, for Resolution 27, it looks total for 75 slots. It will
Okay.
cover for ESL as well as adult basic ed.
Okay, good. All righty. Freeholders, in addition to the question, while we have Mr. Bundy at the mic for Resolution 27, Resolution 29. No questions, no comments. Freeholder Clark.
Hi, how are you, Mr. Bundy?
How are you doing, Freeholder?
28, we're looking at 28 and 29, right?
Well, 28, we're going to come back to Ms. Steinbecker.
It says 2 providers to provide vocational activities. What are the 2?
I'm sorry, where are you at, on number 29?
28, Department of Economic
28,
Development,
okay.
Training and Employment.
No,
subgrant.
that one we're not dealing with right now. Could I come back to
Yeah,
that
to
for you,
29.
Freeholder
Oh,
Clark?
we're only doing.
I'm
dealing
doing
with
27 and 20.
29.
I'm doing 27 and 29 while he's at the mic.
Okay, 27.
So I don't
I'm
have to
sorry.
have them come back and forth.
Oh, okay.
So 27 and 29.
Okay, 27 then has 3 service providers.
Yes.
What are the 3? What are the 3?
JVS.
Pardon?
JVS.
J.
Jewish Vocational Services.
Uh-huh.
Focus and La
Uh-huh.
Casa.
And the cost. Okay. And what kind of adult education are they going to be helping them with the tape and the things like that?
Yeah, not really.
What are they going to be helping them with?
Yeah, you want to kind of give them some clarity on that.
Arlene Steinbacher, Director of Division of Training and Employment. Basically, they will be providing adult basic education and ESL, I believe. This is a WIA program, so it is self-directed by the client. The client basically chooses what school they would like to attend. And I believe this is for a classroom size training program.
Okay, so it allows the person to pick like say that if they wanted to pick automotive school, they could pick that, or if they wanted to pick CNA.
Basically, yeah, for a WIA client, for a Workforce Investment Act client, yes. It's no longer WIA, it's WOJA. But yeah, in this case, this would be for educational courses and would be the adult basic ed and the English as a second language course.
Okay. And could they actually attend a course like at Essex County College that maybe Essex County College offers
in the 80s
to assist with this?
Yes, I mean, if they so chose to do that, it is still their choice of where they would want to, what they would want to attend, what school. This is providing classroom training, though.
So this is like, these are the IRs, the individual?
This would be, I believe, classroom. This is classroom, but it's still a WIA program, so they still have the, they can still make their own selection here.
Okay, so those dollars will go through June 30th, from now until June 30th.
The contract will go through, yeah.
And the schools are to be determined. I mean, we know the agencies, but the actual sites that they'll be going to for this information is to be determined. Or are the are the three entities actually going to be providing the classroom training?
Yes, these three entities are the ones we are contracting with.
Okay. Then, that being said, at the end of this training for 142.5, does the person get a marketable skill?
What we're looking for when we do the educational courses are that they have gone up a grade, whether if it's classroom in terms of education in ABE, that they will be able to speak English and be able to fill out applications and handle that. This is not job oriented. It's really, we're looking for progress, whether it be, grade level improvement in the English language.
I appreciate everything that you've said. Actually, I appreciate the things that you do. My comment on this is simply that this is like soft dollars and soft skills. And we don't know what people are getting out of this at the end of the day. Because I don't really think that we have a way of measuring it.
But we do. I mean, we look for proficiency. We look for the education proficiency in that they have progressed, whether it's a grade in ABE, and we do tape testing even for the WIA population to see what grade level they are at, and then at the end we will do tape testing again to see if they have.
Well, that was my question at the very beginning, tape testing. And
we do the tape testing.
Okay, so we'll do it.
Yes.
And that's how we'll monitor if anything good came out of that, the expenditure of those dollars. Okay.
Okay.
That's the baseline.
Okay, put your name back on the record because you're being taped for the last comment that you just made because we're going back and forth.
I'm sorry, Al
That's
Bundy.
Okay. And now you can continue.
I was just telling you that was the baseline, the tape test. Okay.
Okay, good.
Definitely. Okay, and I don't want to underestimate how important those soft skills are either. They really are important.
Okay, very good. Thank you. And it seems as if we went into Resolution 28 because we started talking about providing education and vocational activities when we had Ms. Steinbacher up. So do we have any additional questions, comments on Resolution 27, 28, 29, 30, 31? That's 31. This is for professional services agreement.
We do, Madam President, we do have Mr. Healy
Okay,
present.
will you have Mr. Healy to
And
come up, please?
Mr. Sedalia from Public Works. So, Mr. Healy?
Okay, Mr. Healy.
Good evening.
Again, your name for the record.
My name is John Healy. I'm the president of Healy CN LLC.
Okay. Do you want to tell us a little about your company?
I started my company in 2006, and primarily since then I've worked serving Essex County on a variety of jobs. I first started working through a contractor on the restoration of the historic courthouse. We've done a number of projects that since then, the Leroy Smith building, most recently the new Public Works building, the Turtleback Zoo Education Center, and currently we're doing the new parking garage at the Turtleback Zoo. There's a number of other projects, but those are the bigger ones.
So you're saying that you've done business with the county before?
Yes.
Very good. Freeholders, while we have a representative from Healy CM, do you have any questions, comments?
Madam President, I would like to just put on the record
Yes.
that the administration has been extremely pleased with Mr. Healy's management skills and his ability. We're talking about major projects, major initiatives that it doesn't happen overnight that these projects come in on budget and on time. It takes a lot of people to hold contractors' feet to the fire, monitor reports, monitor every aspect of the job. And this skill set that Mr. Healy's company brings to Public Works is invaluable, and we would not have been in the position we are with the success of those projects if it were not for Mr. Healy's firm.
Okay, very good. Okay, and Ralph, this contract was RFP?
Yes, there were 15 firms that did submit proposals from a potential list of 66 who received the RFP. Mr. Healy's firm received the highest score, and it is being funded out of the capital funding of the county.
Okay, very good. All righty. Freeholders, while we have Mr. Haley at the mic, do you have additional questions? If not, we want to thank you for giving us the additional information on your firm, your company. And no further question, Freeholders. Let's go to Resolution 32. And that's Falcon Electric.
No, Madam President, I don't believe they were here this evening.
Okay, this
Would the chair like to hold this one over to December 3rd meeting as well?
yes, this is a big contract, $2
Okay.
million. We just can't, we need to have the contractor before us.
Certainly, Madam President.
So let's hold this one off. Also, do I have a motion to adjourn? Resolution, I tell you what, I have to pull this one out again, right, Mr.
Yes.
Attorney?
Pull this out, and then after you vote on the others, you can take a second motion.
All right, that's 32, we'll pull 32 out. Okay. All right, let's go to Resolution 34. Question, comments, Freeholder? This is assertion of revenue from the state. Mr. McInerney? No comment. Another insertion, Mr. McInerney, from the state? No comments?
No comment, no. Just what I said before, Madam
Very
President.
good. Okay, okay, Freeholders, do I have a motion to take let's go back. Question, comments on resolution, again, any additional question, comments on 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 34, and 35? No additional questions or comments. Do I have a motion and a second to take the resolutions together? And we're pulling out 32. It's a motion for 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 34, and 35.
I'll move it, Madam President.
Moved by Freeholder Johnson. Do I have a second?
I'll second it now.
Second by Freeholder Luciana. Okay, no further questions on the resolutions. We will vote. Madam Clerk, we're voting for 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 34, and 35. I have a mover and second. Roll call.
Freeholder Vice President Sebo?
Yes.
Freeholder Johnson?
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano?
Yes.
Freeholder Gill?
Yes.
Freeholder Clark?
Yes.
Freeholder Bobadilla, absent. Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder President Watson.
Yes.
So moved.
Okay, let's go.
And Freeholder Owens. So moved.
Okay, yes. Okay, let's go back to 32. The chair is requesting a motion to adjourn Resolution 32. To December 3rd. And that's to have the contractor come in and to get a little additional information. For adjournment for December 3rd, do I have a motion? Freeholder Owens moved it. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Freeholder Gill. No further questions. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder Bobadilla, absent. Freeholder Clark?
Yes.
Freeholder Gill?
Yes.
Freeholder Johnson?
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano?
Yes.
Freeholder Owens?
Yes.
Freeholder Vice President Sebo?
Yes.
Freeholder President Watson?
Yes.
So moved.
Okay, let's move to resolutions 37 through 46. All commendations. Madam Clerk, we're reading to the record at a later time.
Okay.
Do I have a motion and a second to take resolutions 37 through 46? Moved by Freeholder Owens. Do I have a second?
Second, Madam President.
Second by Freeholder Luciano. No further question, comments, and we will read those into the record at a later time. I think I said that.
Yes.
Roll call.
Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder Bobadilla, absent. Freeholder Clark?
Yes.
Freeholder Gill?
Yes.
Freeholder Johnson?
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano?
Yes.
Freeholder Owens?
Yes.
Freeholder Vice President Sebo, absent. Freeholder President Watson?
Yes.
So moved.
Okay, Mr. Shiala, for advice and consent for Victor Alvarez, he was supposed to come before the board this evening.
Yeah, Madam President, I had received word that he would have been in attendance this evening. I don't see him in the audience.
Okay.
I don't know what happened, but he is up for appointment to our Essex County Youth Services Commission, and his term will run through March 1st of 2017. So we can hold this till next meeting as well if the chair
Okay, let's
so
see if
wishes.
it's the desire of the freeholders. Do you feel that we definitely need, before we consent to the nomination, do you feel we need to reschedule this? Adjourn it, or I need comments. Do you think we have enough information on Mr. Alvarez? Normally, they should come before the board.
I think they should, Madam President.
Okay,
As
they should come
usual.
before the board.
Yes.
Okay, Ralph, we're going to adjourn this 47 and let him know that he definitely need to come before.
Absolutely. No problem, Madam President.
Okay? All righty. I need a motion and a second for adjournment on Resolution 47. Freeholder Gill. Did I see your hand, Freeholder Gill? No, I didn't? We adjourning this to the 3rd?
Yes, I'll move.
Freeholder Johnson?
Yes, I'll move.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Freeholder Gill. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Vice President Siebel, absent. Freeholder Owens.
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Johnson.
Yes.
Freeholder Gill.
Yes.
Freeholder Clark.
Yes.
Freeholder Bobadilla, absent. Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder President Watson.
Yes.
So moved.
Okay, Madam Clerk, I think we did have one added started that we took care early on the agenda.
Yes, Madam
Do we have
President.
any report of board committees, legislative reports, written communications, unfinished business, new business? Public comment session. Do we have anyone from the public who would like to comment at this time? Madam Clerk, let the record show that there's no one wishing to speak at this time. Freeholder comment session. Freeholders, do you have any comments? Freeholder Clark.
I just want to thank everybody who came out in attendance for our Veterans Celebration. Yesterday was actually the official celebration of Veterans Day throughout the nation. And of course, today we had our, not yesterday, Tuesday was the actual celebration. Today we had ours, right. It's a day that we really, really need to celebrate. And we could celebrate it 365 days a year. We really could. But the fact that we set aside the time here in these chambers to do that is something special. And I think that we made 10 people's day today. I mean, we made or 9 people very, very, very happy. We had some past honorees that came back to watch their comrades get their awards. And as usual, our staff does an incredible job. Yes. So I just want to say thank you for that. Again, we had an opportunity to close it out in grand style. It was something very, very special. And Freeholder Gill said something that it may have not gotten a whole lot of attention, but I think it's something that we can close on tonight, and that is, let us not forget that we are still a nation at war. Mm-hmm. Yes. Sometimes we forget that as we go about our day-to-day business. But the fact that we had to deal with drone strikes and air strikes and coalition forces coming against ISIL forces in the Middle East, that's real. The fact that every day intelligence is looking at ways to prevent people from doing bad things to our subway system, our rail systems, and our airports. Let's not forget the job that our first responders do. And certainly let's not forget the job that our staff does. You know, we've got a couple of vets. We've got our budget consultant, I always say it. I think you're Semper Fi, right? Mr. McInerney, a Leatherneck, and Chris was patrolling the friendly skies in the Air Force. And I'm not even sure, Ralph, how many are on the administrative staff, but let's find a way to take care of our veterans and their families, and let's continue to do that. I'm just happy about it. It was well attended. It was nice. Yes, it was. Everybody was here. Everybody participated, and we just closed it out in grand style. So thanks to everybody, and thanks to you, Madam President, actually, for listening to a junior freeholder at the time come to you and tell you of this grand idea I wanted to put in place, and you said, okay, let's put it in place then. Let's give it a try. And look what it blossomed into. Tonight was proof positive of that.
Thank you.
So that's why that conference room, you know, and this corridor is going to bear your name, because you weren't afraid to give some things a try.
Thank you.
And watch and see how they grew.
Madam President, on that note, may I say?
Yes.
I just want to remind all the freeholders, if you could put some time aside on your schedule, and everyone here, the support team, the professionals, and anyone else that's listening, that Monday, November the 24th at 12 noon will be the official dedication of the Freeholder Conference Room, and it will be renamed the Kalani R. Watson Conference Room. And the program is being put together and run by our County Executive, Joe D., and his staff. And the Freeholder staff will step back and take a support role in this ceremony. So I am so proud to be here and to be able to witness it.
Thank you so much. And certainly, it will be a milestone in my life, in my political life, to have the conference room named after me. It certainly would be an honor, and more of an honor when I see all of you present to share that day with me. So thank
I'm trying to hold my words because you got a little bit more time.
I also want to mention one other thing. The NJAC end of the year conference is one that's going to be on transportation. So I would urge my colleagues, those of you who could make it, to that end of the year NJAC meeting, please come. The Commissioner of Transportation is actually going to be there, Commissioner Fox. So I think it would behoove us if we can be there and hear what they have to say, and hear, just kind of meet them and find out what's in the works for Essex County as it relates to the Transportation Trust.
What date is it?
I'm going to leave it to the clerk to get with John Donadio and make sure she sends all of that out. The date that pops in my mind is December, that first Friday in December. I don't know, is that the 6th? I'm not exactly sure, but the first Friday in December is usually our date.
Okay. I'm going to just read the public comments and freeholder questions from our November 6th meeting. On ordinance 00017, Freeholder Gill stated that he believed that the for-profit sports organization should pay higher permit fees to use county facilities. That memo went to the administration 11-7, response 11-12. That information should be in your packet, Freeholder Gill. Resolution 32, comments in reference to Mr. Stephen Outing. And the Freeholder comment session, we asked the administration to provide information to Mr. Outing regarding the county's effort to address the diversity study and to put him in touch with Executive Director, Deborah Collins. The response was that we did contact Mr. Outing to have him to contact Ms. Collins. She's having a workshop on tomorrow. Maybe we should invite him to attend, if it's not too late. Vivas White, regarding Resolution 12, asked the money can the money be reallocated to other projects if necessary. She asked if there had been an increase in reported truancy that might be caused by the transporting of children to new schools. The memo went out on the 17th. We received a response from the administration on the 12th, and the letter went out on the 13th to Ms. Viva White. Stephen Outing, of the public comment session, 152 East Kenny Street, encouraged the county to be consistent in awarding contracts to people of color and women to be sure they, the Essex County residents, afforded opportunities. He asked how many women and people of color employed, and stated that the county must encourage vendors to diversify in their hiring. The response went out, the memo went to the administration on the 7th, response came back on the 12th, and the letter was sent out to Mr. Outing, Stephen Outing, on the 13th. That ends all of our freeholder questions and public comment from the meeting of November 6th. With no further questions, comments, freeholders, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Got it from every.